You can't be surprised that you get Achilles problems when you run if you can't hit our target of 15 reps with 20% of your body weight loaded on one leg, because the force that goes through your Achilles when you run creates much higher levels of stress and damage through the Achilles than this target does. And it's known that up to 25% of runners will get Achilles injuries at some point. But out of the thousands of runners that I've coached, not a single one that had an injured Achilles could do this target, even though when you're running, it's literally the same position that you're pushing out of constantly. So welcome to the 3-step Achilles progression that we use inside the Running Ability program. We start with 8 weeks in Unlock, taking the 2-step approach of a slant calf stretch for the mobility and an FHL calf raise to take that mobility and get strong through it. Our goal here in Wednesday's mobility session is to do 2 sets of 30 seconds in this stretch. But I'm not just passively stretching, I'm thinking to actively flex my calf, so we're getting flexible, but we're also getting strong. And remember that in that same workout, we're building things like the tibialis stretch and the big toe stretch to correct any imbalances around the Achilles. Then in Monday's workout, we start building that FHL calf raise ability. We start in week 1 with our feet much closer to the wall because it requires less of a stretch to be able to strengthen out of. Then as the weeks go on, we move our feet further and further from the wall, requiring more of a stretch, but we'll be able to handle it because we've built up that ability. By week 8, I want you to be able to do both legs through a full stretch, all 25 reps in 2 sets. And if that gets too easy for you, remember you can always switch to single leg reps to make it harder. Because if you don't take the time to get strong and flexible through the Achilles, you can stretch as much as you want, but you'll just tighten back up the next day. So the first 8 weeks in the Unlock program are where we start to see the real changes in our Achilles start to happen. So in the next 8 weeks of rebuild, we can level that up even further by introducing this bent knee position. For progressing, you can either load in front of you with both legs in this standing position, or if you have the setup for it, you can start to load in the seated position instead. Regardless if you choose the seated or standing progression, you'll set a 3-minute timer aiming for 60 reps using both legs in those 3 minutes. If you hit all 60 reps with no pain and perfect form, then you can increase the weight next week. That time in the rebuild program then prepares us for target, where it becomes our goal to hit 15 reps with 20% of our body weight loaded on one leg. First, bend at the knee to load the Achilles. The more knee bend you go into, the more you'll load it. From there, you're pushing up, keeping your knee bent, then controlling back down. Your goal is to increase the weight week by week, gradually, but make sure that you're only ever working at a level that doesn't cause pain. And the form here is important, so make sure to send in a video of your last set from around this angle using the camera icon on the app. And remember that through this process, we're also building up our calf, foot, and knee strength using measurable progressions through the entire program route from Unlock to Rebuild to Targets.